I'm Tisha Brown,
I'm Billy Brown.
and we have been foster parents since August of 2009.
My name is Michael Stovall, and this is my beautiful wife, Kendallin.
My name's Mary. I'm 18, and I've aged out of foster care.
I'm Shirley Kern. I'm foster parent, now a guardian of Miss McKenzie. She came to live with me on March 6, 2017, and I've had her ever since.
We currently have had the opportunity to mentor a 18-year-old in our home. It is a unique experience.
We have fostered many kids, many ages. We currently foster more teenagers than we do smaller kids. We currently have 4 teenage girls in the home. We have one foster daughter at this time who is almost 16.
Well, I've been trying to teach her how to dress appropriately.
Life skills, saving money, how to manage money.
I learned budgeting.
Teach her how to manage her money,
Getting a job.
Getting a job.
Do laundry.
how to behave in front of other people.
Responsibility of owning a car.
I've learned how to cope.
Some things maybe she wasn't taught that she needed to learn. I've been trying to help her with that.
Having insurance, license, having to pay the wonderful tax that just really through the 18-year-old.
Healthy relationships.
And teach her that there are people out here that care about her, that love her, like I do.
We're so proud of the young man and the progress that he's making, but we realize that we couldn't have got this far without a program such as this that actually come in and ascertain what his needs are and have regular conversations with us, as well as how he's doing and how he's interacting socially with his peers and his teachers, and to keep a regular check on his grades also. So we're grateful for a program such as the Link.
Also, this kid, when he came to us, he was really quiet. He had never, as we got to know him, and I asked him one day if he wanted to go to the movies, guess what? He'd never been to the movies before. He had never been to the movies. He'd never been to a restaurant. He'd never even been to the mall. So those are things, some of the things that we did with him that it really helped me, probably him, you too. It was like, wow, watching this young man open up and develop. You should have seen his eyes when we went to the mall. He was like, wow. So being able to introduce him to those things, those social things that you would have thought he would have already known that he didn't. He was so appreciative and so, it was just like a flower opening up. So it made a big difference in my life, but also in his life. And so he's really blossomed a lot in the foster care system.
It was certainly the look upon his face when we carried him to his first restaurant was like a child at Christmas time. Mm-hmm. Unbelievable unto us, but true for him. He had never been on the inside of a restaurant above the caliber of McDonald's. And he didn't know what servers did, and he didn't understand how to order off a menu, but to help him live that kind of life and to have that kind of experience has been truly rewarding for us as foster parents.
It has been. And to watch him get in his car, his own car now, and he takes such good care of it. You know, he's so proud of what he has accomplished through the foster care and through the Links program. So it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she don't let me sit in the house all day. She makes me go places. Even if I'm reluctant to go, she tries to bring me out of my shell as much as possible. We went on a cruise to Jamaica and the Cayman Islands.
Cayman Islands.
And we go to the beach almost every other weekend, and we go a lot of places.
Mountains. I take her out to eat all the time when she wants to go. She's brought a lot. Love. Another child. My kids are all grown. They were like an empty nest at home, you know, just loneliness. And she's been my child. I mean, it's just, she's brought love into my home.
Well, since I first came with Shirley, me and her's grown a lot closer. We argue sometimes, but that's family stuff. Everybody does it.
Yeah, when I say clean your room, and she don't want to. She wants to sleep all day.
Teenagers. But we've grown a lot closer. We go places and go see her family and try to go see mine if they contact us, but we've done a lot. Well, as a family person herself, she knows how much biological family means, and she was very accepting of them.
Well, I knew that I thought at least that her mother was very important to her, and I knew that her mother didn't have very good means to support her or whatever, so I didn't ask for any child support or anything. But I would make sure that they had family visits with, like we would go out on Thursday night and I would pay for their dinner, and she got to see Mackenzie for a couple of hours. And just, I knew that she loved her mother and she wanted to be with her, so I made sure that she did. And I tried to help her in all ways that I could.
Yeah, Courtney is our oldest, and she actually sees her birth mom when she wants to. Her birth mom will call and say, hey, can you give me a ride or whatever? And she'll come ask, and I'm like, yeah, that's fine. You know, if you want to, you have time, go ahead. She sees her birth sisters and all her kids.
But she does that on her own terms.
Yeah,
so if she
does.
feels uncomfortable with something the birth mom says or does, and she knows that she can always leave the situation.
Yeah, it's our 18-year-old. She goes to her IEP meetings, and she has a lot of input on what she wants to do, what she's trying to accomplish, you know, in school. So, I mean, she's really learning her voice and learning that it's a big deal for her to have an outlook and an opinion on her life and advocate for herself, not just me advocate.
Dear, would you like to talk a little bit more about the LEAPS program?
Well, the Links program allowed him to go to college, and they take care of all his finances, his college education. They provided him with transportation to and from college. Also, the insurance on the vehicle, they take care of that also. Any incidentals that he may have, they take care of that for him. But they don't just give him the money, they do a budget with him. They sit down with him, they do a budget with him, and they talk about the things that he needs, and then they'll do a budget with him, and then they'll provide the finance. They encourage him to work also, and they'll provide the finances for him to go to school, to take care of his car, his maintenance on his car. Also,
they also provide counseling on
He has
a weekly, bi-weekly
He has a counselor
basis.
And tutors for school. He has tutors. He's in group study groups with kids at school also. So they also provide the tools to help him while he's in college to succeed. And he's doing very well. He's doing really well.
So we continue to look forward gratefully to our next challenge, because this young man will be transferring from a local community college and going to a university in Charlotte in about a couple of months. So my wife and I are looking expectantly to our next challenge.
And we are excited about him going to college. But, you know, it's like when your kid goes away to college, you're a little bit sad too. But what's so great about this young man going to college, he has a place to call home now. He has said, you know, can I come here, you know, in the summers, on the weekends? Of course, this is home. So he does have a place to call home. He calls us, and I don't know, he calls us. He had his phone one day, and I told him to call my husband, and when I saw him call, and it said Dad, and he has me listed as Mom. So wow, it's just amazing that he calls us Mom and Dad.
Wow.
So it's like wow.
Yeah.
Every time she comes home from work, I ask her how her day's been, if she's eaten. A lot of times that's no.
Writes me little notes and puts on the refrigerator. I love you. So.
Family is important. That is one of the biggest things.
And we're family. We're family now. We are family.
Yeah, you can't get rid of me.
When I think about what could have happened to this young man if he'd have been left to his own devices or grew up without the support of a family, it encouraged me to know that there's a difference that's been made in his life, and that we're confident that he's going to become a productive member of society, which is the point of foster care.
And one last thing too, his English project, he's in college, in the community college, he has to do a project for English for his midterms, for his finals. And his project is going to be on foster care, being in the foster care program. And that has made me proud that he wants to talk about being with a family in foster care and the LINKS program. So I'm really happy that he's going to use that as his final exam.
Which he was encouraged a couple of months ago, because he had the opportunity to meet in a foster care meeting a young man that had came up through the foster care who has a master's degree and is still being supported by the LINKS program. And he's in the last year of his master's degree. And this young man has a desire in his heart to be a mechanical engineer. And we're believing that if he applies himself and he stays on the right track, that he's going to fulfill his hopes and his dreams.
He will.
Well, I mean, I think that it's a blessing to foster teens, because you can see where they come from, and you see them blossom, and you see how much they grow, and I mean, it just fills your heart with joy. I mean, it really does. It's just a blessing to watch them and to see how happy they can get, and just, go on with life and stride.
And to see you can encourage them, and you can watch them get more confidence in their self, and then day to day, it's just more things happen, and next thing you know, they're an adult. Not only do you get to watch them grow, but then you get to look back and look at yourself.
Yeah, so you've grown.
You've grown too, because you have to teach somebody, and then in turn you're teaching yourself how to process and deal with other things also.
That's true.
Cool.